Hi everyone, I'm so glad you're with me today. I'm starting off the video at one of those funny points where the entire complexion is done and the brows and nothing else yet, but I hope you're having a good day. This video today is going to focus on the Lawless Dreamy Dozen palette. This is probably one of my favorite holiday things so far. I want to talk about some of the other so far holiday favorites. I know we have over a month until Christmas, but I feel like I've sniffed out so far probably a top 5 things. And I love this little palette. It is so smooth, so buttery, creamy. If you got Lawless's The One palette and you like the textures in there, if you've had any of their little, I think they do 8-pan palettes, if you've enjoyed the texture on those, it's that kind of lovely, buttery, smooth, rich texture in here. Heavy on the matte. It's all matte up in here, and you've got 3 shimmery options as well. So we'll get to an eye look with that, but I thought I would kind of set up my face color products with you as well. So the bronzer, the blush, highlight. But the holiday favorites so far. This thing, I remember calling this was one of the first videos I did that was holiday makeup related this year. The Tarte Honeysuckle collection. I think I called that video Earthy Glam or something. This still remains a favorite. This also came with a full-size Tarte Juicy lip liner and Maracuja Juicy lip color, which I have that one down in my purse. But I love this palette. The textures are great. The end look is so perfect. You see these shades and you're like, yep, she would love those. The depth is great in here, but you also have a little bit of shine. You've got a beautiful berry blush. I just love the way it comes together every time. I like the travel-friendly little size here. I did not like a lot of the other stuff I tried from Tarte for the holidays, but this was a 2 thumbs up for sure for me. I also really have enjoyed and used a lot of my Hourglass palette in the shade number 3 style. So basically I got on their website and I was able to choose the top, and I love the owl, so I got the owl, but it's the design 3 as far as what's inside, and that's the snake palette design. I know that's a little confusing, but this is a little deeper than the other options, and I've just turned out to love what's in here. It feels much more unique compared to Hourglass palettes of years past for me. Just the richness in the blushes. I like a little bit deeper bronzer. Everything in this palette just looks great on my skin. And then I really have liked the In Beauty lip glazes, that 4-piece set of full-size glosses. I'll link below to the video where I tried them all on. I've loved those. I've loved them as a layering piece. I've enjoyed the scents. I've enjoyed the flavor, the look, and the Fenty Gloss Trio as well. So that came with the Gloss Bomb Heat. Again, I've got one of these in my purse right now. Got the shimmery one in my purse, but the Gloss Bomb Heat and then the Fenty Glow Cream formula. If you've never tried a non-shimmery Fenty lip gloss, this is really good. And the Heat, I feel like this does truly plump my lips, not maybe to the extent of that Polite Society one, but it's also not as painful as that either. There's give and take with those plumpers. But also up there with all of these things is this Lawless palette. And I think I am going to use my little owl palette, Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked, which is, again, in the snake design if you're buying it from any other retailer. And I'm going to go to my little bronzer right down here, and we're going to apply that. I can link below to the video where I basically took this full face style. I did an eye look with it. I just centered the entire look around this palette. I love it. When I think about Hourglass face palettes, you know, they're pricey, ooh, I'm using something really fancy, but yet not high maintenance at all in the application. I would say hard to screw up. Just the textures of these powders, there's usually at least a little glow in them, and they're hard to mess up, y'all. I like it so much. And I feel like my little sweater just so matches with the snowy owl. So I'm contouring a little bit. Messed up my brow a little bit, that's okay. See, there's your light, easy bronzer. It's never too heavy, but this shade definitely is deeper than the bronzers I've had in some other Hourglass palettes. Today I think I'm going to go down here to this one. Really pretty, smooth, kind of warm pink. See, look at all the pigment and brightness in there. That's not normally what I think about getting when I think about an Hourglass palette. Ooh, so nice. Bold, but lovely. And then I'm going to use my highlighter that's in here. It's right up here. You might think, is that going to be bright enough? Oh, honey, it's so pretty. So pretty. Look at that little just gleam. Gentle. Get up as close as you want to my face and you will not see a particle of anything. I just suddenly have this gentle glow. that I love. And again, I'm not being super careful about the way I dip in. Like it can be just the quickest, easiest little thing. I'm just gonna go into the powder that's over here. They're giving you the Radiant Light finishing powder. And I had never tried that one until I got this palette, and I just kind of go over everything. Literally just use it as a finishing powder. And it has kind of a little smoothing, a little soft focus thing. Look at that skin. I love that. I think it's obvious why I've enjoyed this palette. Now we're gonna move on to the eyes. The brows are already done. I'm using my Milani eyeshadow primer. And I like this palette because the looks can be super easy and basic, or you can incorporate actually quite a few shades if you feel like it. I think a lot of people are enjoying like the barely there kind of neutral looks. And the finishes, I was saying when I got it, like I want to think about that Mario palette and how they compare. And I do feel like the overall color scheme gives me kind of a similar vibe at a glance, but the finishes are a little less fussy, you know? You're getting mostly classic mattes, and then the shimmers are just real easy to work with. And there's the one shimmer that goes even further. Like, see, those two look opaque. One's more golden, one's more like pearl. And then that bottom one just has a little more glitz to it, but it's like deeper. It looks like a taupe, but it's just a little more glitzy is all I can say. It has just a tinge more sparkle in it. But if a matte palette that has a real smooth, buttery, easy, enjoyable application really gets you going, you're gonna like this. So I'm gonna start off with this peachy color right up here. And so we've got peach, below that is a cream, and then we have an even brighter white. There is a distinct difference between these two. Whether or not it shows on camera, I'm not sure. I'm taking the peachiness and I'm just getting that going in my crease. Because sometimes just getting something there in the crease causes anything else to just layer up a little more smoothly and seamlessly. I have ordered the new Huda palette, that grunge. I really was curious about that. Haven't gotten it in yet. For some reason, the shipping on that is taking forever. Gentle, easy crease. This is also a shade I would really recommend just putting on the outside as you're trying to make the edge of your look seem a little more blended. I'm gonna go right below that to this and just take that cream up under my brow. Lovely. Then I'm kind of looking at my mid-tone row and I'm saying, where do I want to go in my crease today? I've got warm brown, I've got almost a rosier brown, and I've got this kind of like cooler shade. I don't know that I'd go so far as to call it lilac, but I'd say it's kind of like a taupey shade. And I took that one. I don't know if I even showed it. I went down to that one. And I'm just going to use that as my build up the crease kind of color. Okay, we're just adding a little bit of richness here. Again, the shades are easy. Do you need to tap off some excess? Maybe a little sometimes, depending on how forcefully you put your brush in, but look at that natural little shadow. Lawless is a really good brand. They make a mascara I really like. I like their one and done mascara. I like definitely their overnight lip mask. That's one of my most used products from this brand. Their Forget the Filler glosses and lip liners, like you can do some beautiful lip combos if you look into their range. They put out lipsticks this year that are really pretty, very luxurious. And the reason why, actually, that I didn't name my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base in my Sephora products I use every day video is because this, the Forget the Filler Skin Plumping Line Smoothing Perfecting Cream from Lawless has been coming in and actually been getting used a little bit more lately. So yeah, Lawless, I've built up my crease. We again started here. We just put a little peach in there. You wouldn't have had to have done that, but I feel like it just kind of softens the surface a bit. And we blended out the edge with that. And then it came down here to this little guy. And then we say, how can we deepen it even more? I'm going to go to this color right here. Pick up a little bit of that like cool browny, plummy kind of shade. And the way the deeper colors are so easy to incorporate, like, it just makes me happy. Just getting right into that crease just the way they should. Couldn't be better. And you can easily get like a little bit warmer look, a little more rusty look, bringing in these two guys up top. It can get warmer, but it's not like a real glaring orangey warmth. Oh, the softness of the crease. Okay, awesome. As Bubba's been saying lately, awesome possum. How do we want to do the lid? I'm thinking maybe an inner lid pop, and we go a little bit darker on like the outside. So maybe we go back to that same shade and I pop it right out here. And keep in mind, this isn't a palette that goes as dark as night. You know, it doesn't have a near black in it. The shade that I'm currently building up is about the max darkness, and you see how dark that is. So I feel it's a very like everyday friendly type of vibe. I'm also taking that same shade and I'm just leaving a little gap on the center of my lid, but patting that same shade right in here, and we can also kind of reach up for the crease. Look, I'm just taking my flat brush, still a flat brush, and I'm just kind of edging it up. Okay, that's what the lid be looking like now. So we're picking up this shade, we're patting on the outside, and we're patting it on the inside. The feel of this palette is like the feel of the little soft sweater that I'm wearing today, you know? It's cozy, it's soft, it's no harsh edges, it's everything merging into one another. It's what can be worn on your most casual day, but it's yet also what could be good in a bridal sense, you know? And something else to really note here, it could be a two shadow look kind of palette. It could be that and that. Or that and that, you know, you grab a mid-tone, grab a light shade, and it could be done just like that. So don't feel like it has to be something real intricate. I just want to show you something a bit more glam right at this time. Okay, see how I'm leaving that gap there in the middle of my lid, but I've darkened it on the outside and I've darkened it on the inside. Very easily too. Just adding a little more shadow right out there. Okay, and then we think, what shade do we want to kind of punch in there in the center? I'm going to use some of this pearl because I actually haven't used a ton of this shade. For some reason, I either go to the top or the bottom. I'm going to pop some of that pearl. You do not have to use your finger. For whatever reason, I just feel more control whenever I have this kind of halo eye type of look. I feel more control when it goes on with my finger. But a brush is totally fine for these. So I'm just putting that pearl on there. Oh, the way that's just catching the light. Lovely. Again, over here, right in the center of the lid. Have you seen what's happening on Days of Our Lives? Nicole, the baby. Oh my gosh. All right, so we've got that beautiful, just such a pretty finish on that shade because it's shimmery, it's glowing, but the shimmer isn't too loud. Like, it just looks like I have a nice candlelit glow right there on the center. What I want to do to finish this off now, I think I'm going to go to this shade right here, this kind of rusty one. I'm thinking I'd like to see that, as I don't want to lose any of my crease intensity, but this is a little softer than the dark brown. And I just want to see that coming up a little bit. I got to get my Christmas decor up. Got to get it going, y'all. So see how that gave me a little more warmth, and it just keeps the crease a nice little factor in all of this. And then we can still grab a blending brush, make sure it stays nice and soft and seamless. And then I think the perfect little lower lash line liner, I still love using this NYX Epic Smoke liner, and the shade is Nude Haze, right? Yeah, love this. So this is kind of like a teardrop shaped liner, and it doesn't smudge or smear. And I swear the tone of this, it's not too dark, not too light. It's like perfect lower lash line definition, but better staying power than if you just used a shadow. It's just kind of like a cool medium brown, I guess is how I describe it. And it's just so good on the lower lash line. This does have a little brush at the other end, but it applies with such a thick, nice line. I don't even really have to touch it with anything. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to use a little bit of brown liquid liner. I've been reaching for this a lot if I do liquid liner. It's the Too Faced Better Than Sex in the chocolate color. And I'm just going to go across my upper lash line with that. Oh, I didn't give myself a little inner corner pop. I should do that too. Okay, there we go with the liner. I'm going to pop on some mascara, and then I was thinking about doing like this half lash. It's like a little bit more of a glam half lash, but I thought it might be pretty with this look. So I'll finish those steps and, oh, the inner corner, Em. Wake up. Okay, small brush, right in here. Just a little brightness from the same shade that we put on the inner part of the lid. There we go. Not a huge thing, just a little detail. Here's where we're at right now, friends. I did my Huda One Coat Wow Mascara on top, Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water on the lower lashes. I then popped on my little Glam Half Lash. I'll link to those below. They're from Amazon and I love them. They just put a fun little flare on any look and very easy to control and apply. And I like the way they stay on and just fit my eye, you know? And then a little combo. I feel like this eye could look so good with any number of bright, bold lips that you want to throw on. But given this little sweater thing I'm wearing today, I was thinking of going kind of soft and nude with it. So I hadn't pulled for my Revlon Color Stay Lip Liner in nude in a while, so we're gonna do that and get the lips nicely defined. And anybody who owns this knows it's much deeper than classic nude, but it works so well and it complements so many shades really nicely, and it wears like none other. Like if I were to tell you, you need to get this one shade of the Revlon Color Stay Lip Liner, it'd probably be this one. It's so versatile. It can even work with those crusty, musty lips. Okay, there we go. And then I've got my Fruit Fetish gloss here from Milani, and it's the Cocoa Cacao lip oil. Cocoa Cacao. What kind of bird are you? And then it smells a little nutty, coconutty maybe. And it looks a little brownish, sheer brown on the applicator. But I think I'm gonna like the way this looks layering on this. Yes. Shines it up, deepens up the look just a little bit. And I just love like the kind of soft glow to the whole complexion that we're working with here. Do we need a little more blush? I could see popping a little more blush right more in the forefront. I'm gonna take some of this shade right here, this little toasty number, and let it kind of come right in. Warm up the face a little bit, yeah. And then as we so often like to do, grab your Kosas Cloud Set and just give a little dabberoo, especially right in here. It just does so much good. Ooh. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I really had a good time with it. I have had like a 100% success rate with the looks I've done with this palette. It's just like as easy as you want it to be, and I like that feeling. I like the thought that it could be all matte, it could give you that shimmery pop, it could be a 2 or 3 shade look, it could be a 4 or 5 shade look, and everything just looks so pro and so blended. Maybe if you felt a little self-conscious about the way you blend, I think this is an easy gradient of shades. It makes blending very easy, just the textures that these shadows have. And also I'm calling out those of you who always steer clear of the black or near black shades in a palette. There's really nothing near black in here, but yet it gives you, I think, a beautiful amount of intensity, something I'm really happy with. So thanks for watching, my friends. Keep the holiday requests coming and I'll see you very soon. I love you. Bye.